Hi everyone, it's Lynda here from Banjo's Beat House with our weekly Facebook Live video, and this week I am doing a customer request to show how you can use the new holographic or iridescent leather that we introduced it'll be a couple of months ago now. Also, we've added some more items into the end of financial use section or sales section of the sales section on the website. That's a lot of sections. And we've also reduced and put an end of financial year extra discount on all of the clearance range. So there's some fun little specials up in there. And who knows, before the end of financial year, Mum may decide to throw in a few extra bits and pieces in there for you guys as well. So, over the weekend, we had the first part of the Champagne Forever, and I'm doing the Crystals version class with Paula. And I posted up a photo of the first component that I had made with a picture of the iridescent leather. So, if you hadn't seen it, that's the iridescent shiny leather. And I had a couple of questions come through going, how on earth do you use that? What's it like to work with? So, I thought I would do my homework a little early and show you guys the finishing off, or the start of the finishing off for my second component where I've used the iridescent leather. So I made a change because I love a choose your own adventure, and so my change in this particular class, well, I've made two on this centerpiece, but the main one I've made is that rather than using the leather backing that Paula sent me, which is a beautiful silver and happy to use it in something else, I wanted to try out the iridescent myself. So I dropped it into this, and now I'm sharing that little fun experiment with you guys. So I am going to tip the camera down and we're going to take a look. So you'll also know I have my cotton guard on. These guys are now also on the website. This, for me, is when I'm holding down stones, I'm avoiding all of the fingerprints on stones. And when I'm handling chain and anything else that I know my skin's going to strip off, I'm now working with these guys on my fingers. So they are fabulous. So the cotton guards are up on the website. They're under the specialty tools. So you can see I finished off my homework last night. So I've done all of my little banding, and I glued on a piece of my holographic or iridescent leather. I keep calling it both names. So I'm now ready to cut. So just as we did with the glitter, I'm just holding my thread out of the way because my thread is still attached so I don't wind up cutting. And just picking up a pair of my lovely Trojan scissors. You know, gotta love the tool shops. And I'm just getting myself, so you can see I'm holding it so that my scissors are sitting right up against that beadwork, and I'm just moving very slowly. One, because I don't want to cut any threads, and two, because I also want to keep my scissors sitting right up against it. I don't want to go at an angle. I can't go really at that angle, but I don't want to angle that way and cause an issue. I want to keep my scissors nice and straight. So I am just working my way slowly. This is cutting really, really, really easily, so it's great to work with. It is a little thicker than the glitter, so it is a little bit you know, a little bit tougher just when you're getting your needle through, and there is a coating on here which does make it a little bit trickier, but other than that, it's really, really nice to work with, and it's been a fun, you know, shiny alternative, because I love the fact that we've got the vitrolite sparkle there, and on the back I'm going to have the lovely sparkle as well. So a fun surprise when you see the back of this piece. So thread attached, and what is it like to work with? So I am I'm just going to clean up that little edge there because it's a little bit pointy-outy. So I am going to maneuver my needle from my work all the way through to my outside layout. So it is nice and easy to pull through, and of course I've got fire line that is now misbehaving. This got dragged through wet glue last night, which was my bad, and so my fire line is not particularly happy with me today and was very unhappy with me last night. So we've got that through, hopefully we'll all behave. And as we always do with our brick stitch edge, we are picking up 2 of our edging beads. Oops, and I'm just going to try and get those all the way to the end. So these are, last time I demonstrated this technique with the check spacer beads. This time it is with the demi rounds, because that was what was included in my kit. When you are working with these guys to do the brick stitch kind of setup, when you're doing the initial square, you just kind of want to get them sitting as close as you can side by side, just to give you an idea of your spacing for when you're piercing back through the needle through all of this. You know where you're getting your spacing, so that this bead, which is a second bead added, is going to sit nice and flat. Now that one obviously gets fixed when we come around the other side, so we'll just repeat that process again. Over time you will get a feel for, you know, how big a gap to leave, and you can do it without setting a bead up. But if you are new to this, I would recommend setting a bead up, just to give you, you know, some guidance, because you don't really want to undo too much at this stage, because you will see holes that you've created through your in this case the faux leather backing. So that's just things that you want to try and avoid, and you do want to get through all of your layers, because as much as this has been glued, this is also what is bonding your work. Now that's come out at a very, very weird angle, which may cause me some issues, which probably means I will be undoing this at some point, but we will keep going for now. No, I should be able to get that to lock in. The great thing is I'm not really seeing my stitch marks too badly there. That's the beauty of the clear fire line against this, and the holographic nature of this. It is hiding it. So yeah, it is just as easy to use once you get into the hang of it. The needle is piercing it really, really well. For me, the trickiness is not capturing that thread path there, and working my way around. Brick stitch edge is a really simple, nice, easy way to finish off your seed bead embroidery pieces. These guys, so the demi rounds, the Miyuki spacers, the check O beads, are great because they don't add a lot of bulk. Sorry, I was just going off screen there. They don't add a lot of bulk as you're going around here, so you can keep your piece really nice and flat, and then you can actually then embellish off these. So they are a great little way to work. Or if you've got my Leanne kit where you've seen me do peyote over the back, that's another way if you've done peyote work. So lots of different things you can consider, but this is a really handy, versatile one to have in your beading toolkit. So I am going to finish off with just that bead, and then I'm going to finish my homework later. And I keep going off screen, I apologize. But yeah, the finger guard is great. That has saved me getting a lot of fingerprints on this, because as I've been doing, you know, from about there upwards, the stones, actually the stone was glued into this, so the whole time I've been working on this piece, the stone's been there, so I've been able to hold that, not get fingerprints all over it, which has been really, really fabulous for me, who gets fingerprints on everything. So it's kept that really nice and sparkly. It's also very just handy when you're also working with the foils and you're holding them. I've had one on that finger and one on this finger, so that as I'm working embezzling the foil back stones, even though I've now polished them, I'm also not putting my fingers on there with my level of acidity and avoiding stripping off stuff. So very, very handy little addition to the toolkit. Plus in this really cold weather, it keeps your finger warm. So that's just a little added bonus. So yeah, I'm going to get this finished tonight, ready for my class on Sunday, and then I'll share with you guys as we get more of my crystal edition of the Champagne Forever finished. But yeah, this is the faux iridescent faux scale. I can't remember exactly what I called it. Sorry about that. It's in the beading foundation section of the website. I did drop a link into that for you guys as well. So yeah, there are a number of other new products that I'll be getting up over the next couple of weeks. So I've had the first delivery of some lovely metallic soutache cords, so we're just in the process of getting those online. And I'm working on some new felt as some stiffened felt as an option, as an alternative to using the stiff stuff. So I'm just doing some experiments with some of that at the moment, and seeing how that goes, and getting those products up online as well. So some fun new little bits and pieces coming through, and some big stock orders are being placed. So expect, if you've got a back order, you'll be getting an email blast out soon, and lots of new fun things to discover in back in stock and new very, very soon. So that is it for me for this week. Stay warm, stay creative, and I'll see you guys next time on our next Facebook Live. Bye for now.